A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. The man who came running from the far end of the town continued to address the people. It would not be justifiable on my part if I do not worship him who has created me and to whom you all shall be brought back. Should I take other gods besides him? Consequently, the people killed this man by stoning him, and it was said to him, "Enter paradise." After him, Allah did not send any army against his people. It was nothing but a single blast, and they all became extinct. Whenever the people are asked, "Spend out of what Allah has given you," the disbelievers say to the believers, "Should we feed those whom Allah can feed himself?" These people are in manifest error. Further, they say, "When will this promise of resurrection come to pass, if what you say is true?" In fact, it is a single blast which will seize them while they are yet disputing among themselves. When the trumpet will be blown, they will rise up from their graves and hasten to their Rabb. They will say, "Oh, woe to us! Who has raised us up from our graves?" On that day, no soul will suffer the least injustice, and you shall be rewarded according to your deeds. The residents of paradise will be busy in their joy. They and their spouses will be in shady groves, reclining on soft couches. They will have all kinds of fruits, and they will get whatever they call for. They will be greeted with the word salam or peace from the Lord of mercy, Allah. The sinners will be set aside, and Allah will say, "Did I not enjoin you not to worship Shaitan, who is your open enemy? Yet Shaitan has led a great number of you astray. Didn't you have common sense?" Allah will further say, "This is the hell of which you were repeatedly warned. Now burn in it this day because you persistently rejected the truth." On that day, Allah will seal their mouths, while their hands will speak and their feet will bear witness to all their misdeeds. Does not man see the signs of Allah in cattle, how they are under man's domination? You use some to ride on, whereas some you use for meat. Also in them are other advantages, and drinks such as milk. Should man not be grateful? Does not man see that Allah has created him from a sperm, yet he stands up as an open adversary? Whenever Allah intends a thing, He needs only to say be, and it is. Glory be to Allah, in whose hands is the kingdom of all things, and to whom you shall all be brought back. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Whenever the unbelievers see a sign, they mock at it and say, "This is nothing but plain sorcery. What? When we are dead and have become dust and bones, shall we be raised to life again?" Tell them that it will be a single shout, and they will see it all with their own eyes. Scenes of the day of judgment are described. It will be commanded, "Gather all the wrongdoers, their companions, and those whom they used to worship besides Allah, and show them the way to hell." When the angels will start pushing them towards hell, Allah shall say, "Stop for a while. They have to be questioned." Allah will ask, "What is the matter with you today that you do not help each other?" Nay, on that day they shall all be submissive. The wrongdoers will question their leaders for having forced them to the wrong way, and each one will blame the other. So on that day they shall all be partners in the punishment. The sincere devotees of Allah shall have known provisions, fruits delicious and juicy, and they shall be honored in the gardens of delight. They will recline upon soft couches, facing one another. They will be served from a fountain of crystal white drink, and besides them there will be chaste and beautiful dark-eyed virgins, as if they were delicate eggs closely guarded. One of the residents of paradise will say, I had a friend who used to ask, are you really of those who accept the resurrection after death? To this Allah will say, would you like to see him? He will look down and see his friend in the midst of hellfire. Then he will say, by Allah, you had almost ruined me. Had it not been for the grace of my Rabb, I should certainly have been among those who are brought there. Is this Jannah a better entertainment, or the tree of Zaqqum? Surely Allah has made this tree a trial for the wrongdoers. Surely it is a tree that grows in the bottom of the hellfire, bearing fruits as if they were heads of shaitans. On it they shall feed, and with it they shall fill their bellies. Then on top of that they will be given a concoction made from boiling water. Then to hellfire they shall be returned. They found their fathers on the wrong path, and they are eagerly following their footsteps. Reminder is made about Nuh alayhi salam and how Allah delivered him and his people from the mighty distress. Allah made his progeny to be the only survivors after the floods, and Allah left his good name among the people of the worlds. Salutations to Nuh among the people of the worlds. Reminder is made of Ibrahim alayhi salam's conversation with his son Ismail when he said, O my son, I have seen a vision that I should offer you as a sacrifice. Now tell me, what is your view? Ismail alayhi salam replied, O my father, do as you are commanded. You will find me, if Allah so wills, of the patient. When they both submitted to Allah, and Ibrahim alayhi salam laid down his son prostrate upon his forehead for sacrifice, Allah called out to him, O Ibrahim, stop, you have fulfilled your vision. That was indeed a manifest test. Allah ransomed his son for a great sacrifice, and Allah left his good name among the later generations. Salutations to Ibrahim. Thus does Allah reward the righteous. Reminder is made of Allah's favor on Musa alayhi salam and Harun alayhi salam. Allah delivered them with all their people from the mighty distress. Allah gave them the Torah and guided them both to the right way. Salutations to Musa and Harun. Elias alayhi salam warned people against worshipping Baal, their invented god. Allah left his good name among the later generations. Salutations to Elias. Allah delivered Lut alayhi salam and his whole family, except for an old woman who was among those who remained behind. You pass by their ruins morning and night. Will you not use your common sense? Yunus alayhi salam, or Jonah, was one of the Rasuls. Reminder is made of the incident when he ran away to the laden ship without the permission of his Rabb. When he took part in the casting of lots, he lost and was thrown into the sea. A whale swallowed him, for he had become blameworthy. He repented and prayed in the depths of the ocean while inside the belly of the fish. Allah then cast him ashore in a state of serious illness and caused a god plant to grow over him as a shade for him. Allah sent him to a nation of 100,000 people or more. They believed in him, so Allah permitted them to enjoy their life for a while. Before the Quran, the disbelievers used to say, if we had received a reminder like the earlier people had received, we would certainly have been sincere devotees of Allah. But now that the Quran has come, they reject it. Soon they will find out the consequence of this attitude. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Sword. By the Quran, which is full of admonition. Surely the unbelievers are in sheer arrogance and perverseness. Reminder is made of Dawood alayhi salam or David. He was frequent in turning to Allah. Allah made the mountains and the birds with all their flock to join him in glorifying Allah's praise. Mention is made of the incident when two people who were actually angels entered into Dawood alayhi salam's prayer chamber through climbing over the wall. Dawood alayhi salam was terrified, but they said, "Have no fear. We are two contending parties. One of us has oppressed the other, so judge between us with truth." They were two brothers, and one of them said, "He has 99 sheep, while I have only one." Still he says, "Turn her over to me," and he has overcome me in argument. Without listening to the other complainant, Dawood alayhi salam said, "He has certainly wronged you in seeking to add your sheep to his flock. In fact, many partners are unjust to one another, except those who believe and do good deeds, and they are few indeed." Dawood alayhi salam saw that the litigants had disappeared, and he realized that this was a test from Allah, and judging himself by his own standard, he considered himself guilty. So he sought forgiveness of his Rabb and fell down, prostrating himself, and turned to Allah in repentance, sajda. Allah forgave his error and said to him, "O Dawood, we have made you a vicegerent, that is ruler in the earth. So rule among the people with justice and do not follow your own desires." To Dawood alayhi salam, Allah gave Sulaiman alayhi salam or Solomon an excellent devotee. Mention is made of the incident when Sulaiman alayhi salam was inspecting some excellent bred horses to be used in war. He said, "Surely I have adopted the love of these good things with a view to glorify my Rabb." Allah tested Sulaiman alayhi salam and set upon his throne a mere body. That is, he had a son that was a handicap and undeveloped. Sulaiman alayhi salam turned to Allah in repentance and said, "O my Rabb, forgive me and grant me a kingdom similar to which may not be given to anyone after me. Surely you are the bountiful giver." Allah accepted his prayer and subjected the wind to his power, which blew gently in whichever direction he wanted. Allah also subjected the jinns, including all kinds of builders, divers, and others fettered in chains. Allah said to Sulaiman alayhi salam, "This is our gift. You may give to or withhold from whomever you want without any accountability." Surely Sulaiman alayhi salam has a place of nearness to Allah and will have an excellent place of final abode. Mention is made of Ayyub alayhi salam or Job, who called upon Allah while in extreme sickness, saying, "Shaitan has afflicted me with distress and suffering." Allah said to him, "Strike your foot on the ground. A cool spring will gush forth. Wash and drink to refresh yourself." Allah then restored him to his family and more, as a grace from himself and as a reminder to the people of understanding. At the time of his prolonged illness, his wife had lost patience and complained to him about Allah. Ayyub alayhi salam became upset with her and promised to give her 100 strikes or lashes once he recovered. Allah showed him an easy way out, wherein Allah said, "Take a bunch of twigs and strike with it, and do not break your oath." Certainly, Allah found Ayyub alayhi salam full of patience, and he was an excellent devotee who turned to Allah over and over again. Mention is made of Ibrahim alayhi salam, Ishaq alayhi salam, and Yaqub alayhi salam. They were men of power and vision. Certainly, they are of the excellent ones. Further mention is made of Ismail alayhi salam, Al-Yasa alayhi salam, and Zulkifl alayhi salam. All of them were among the best. O Prophet, say, I had no knowledge of the exalted assembly of angels when they were disputing regarding the creation of Adam alayhi salam. It has been revealed to me, and I am but a clear warner. Reminder is made of the story of Adam alayhi salam's creation, wherein Allah ordered all the angels to prostrate before him. All the angels did except for Iblis. He acted arrogantly and became one of the disbelievers. Iblis said, I swear by your honor, I will mislead them all except your chosen sincere devotees among them. Allah said, the truth is, and the truth I say, that I shall fill hell with you and all of those who follow you among them. This Quran is nothing but a reminder to all the worlds, and before long, you will certainly know its truth. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. The revelation of this book, the Quran, is from Allah, the Almighty, the Wise. Allah has created you all from a single person. Then from that person, He created his mate. Allah creates you in the wombs of your mothers in stages, one after another, in 3 layers of darkness. The embryo is covered by a membrane, which is in the womb and which again is in the belly, hence the reference to the 3 layers. This is Allah, your Rabb. To Him belongs the sovereignty. There is none worthy of worship but He. How can you then turn away from Him? For the unbelievers, there shall be layers of fire above them and layers of fire beneath them. This is the doom of which Allah frightens His servants. As for those who truly fear their Rabb, they shall be lodged in lofty mansions, built with one story upon another, beneath which rivers flow. This is the promise of Allah. Allah does not fail in His promise. Allah has revealed the most beautiful message, a book, the Quran, consistent in its verses, yet repeating its teachings in different ways. Those who fear their Rabb are filled with awe when they hear Allah's revelations. Allah has cited for mankind every kind of parable in this Quran, so they may learn a lesson.